guys, thank you so much for coming to my channel. Welcome everybody. Good morning to the western side. Good morning to here in United States. Good evening to Africa, Asia, all those different time zones, guys. Thank you so much for coming to this channel. Remember, guys, we are here to encourage girls pursue science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And we're here to showcase other scientists who have navigated this sector. And we're also here to show the girls the endeavors or the resources so that they can also pursue science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So today, guys, I have a very interesting visitor. I am so excited. So, guys, I'm going to bring her up here. Her name is Mabel Chileshe, and we're going to discuss about very interesting topic. Again, guys, thank you so much for coming. If you're coming here for the first time, make sure you subscribe, guys. Most of you people, I hear you come to this channel, but you haven't subscribed. About almost 74 to 60% guys haven't subscribed. Make sure you subscribe. So thank you so much, guys, for coming. So I'm going to bring up our visitor today. Remember, I always bring you different types of scientists, engineers, just different people to showcase what they're doing and how they're navigating STEM. So let's bring Mabel up right now. Hi, Mabel. Thank you so much for coming. I really do appreciate. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you? So yes, thank you so much for coming to this channel. I really do appreciate. And on this channel, we are here to encourage girls pursue science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And there you are pursuing STEM. Thank you so much. So we are yet to hear about what kind of STEM you are pursuing. Thank you so much. So guys, all those viewers, please, if you have any comments, make comments. Make sure you leave a thumbs up when you're here. So, Mabel, let's start. What are you doing right now today? What are you doing?
As in what I'm doing in regards to
Yes,
my career.
yes.
Okay. Hi guys, my name is Mabel. I'm a third year computer science student at African Leadership University, and I am very passionate about STEM, but my passion mostly lies on artificial intelligence, data science, and okay, I'll talk about that a bit later. So I'm studying computer science. I am also currently working on building a non-profit initiative called Amplify Her STEM that is aimed at amplifying the voices of young girls and women in Zambia in STEM. So we do this through mentorship, storytelling, and STEM education. And I am also currently a part of Digital Opportunity Trust as a youth street team member under the Girls in ICT Youth Street team. That's basically what I'm doing right now. And as for my school, I'm also serving as the club president for the robotics club, which I founded. And I'm also the secretary for the Women in Tech Club. So I have like my feet in different things. So
Yes.
yeah.
Wow. That's a very good introduction. Thank you so much, Mabel. That's really interesting. Wow. So, I would like to ask exactly how you're able to do all that stuff. But I know I always tell people when you are in STEM, you have this opportunity and mind to do so many things. It's unbelievable. I always tell people, it's a very good skill to learn because it opens your mind to be able to do so many things that are really cool. Wow. So Mabel, I would like to ask a question that I ask so many viewers that come here, scientists, engineers who are navigating STEM. So I'll
Yes.
take you back when you were 5 years old. Let's go back when
Okay.
you're 5 years old. I'll take you there. So what's
All right.
happening in your life? The reason why I'm taking you back there, I have mothers who watch this channel, parents,
Mhm.
guardians, industry professionals, of course. So I would like to find, I would like to know, and the reason, yeah, I like to find out exactly how do these kids become engineers? What can parents do to provide that environment that their kids can become engineers? So I like asking these engineer scientists to see what was going on in their lives. I have my own story, so I hope someone will be able to ask me on this channel one day and come and interview.
I
But
will.
so, what's happening when you're about 5 years old? Is you are your parents talking about STEM? Do you have an uncle, sister, brother who's in STEM? What's going on?
Okay, that's a very good question, and I actually really appreciate you taking me back because it gives me an opportunity to reflect. So,
Yes,
going back to when I was 5, okay, so my sister was a librarian, and
yes,
I grew up pretty much with her. It was just the two of us. And lucky for me, she used to take me with her to the library a lot. So I had access to a lot of books and yes, and the internet. But looking within my sector, my family, I come from a family of teachers and yeah, mostly teachers and other science, not STEM, but teachers and maybe nursing.
yes,
They're basically no scientists. I have one brother who's doing chemical engineering, but
yes,
when I was 5, I remember being a very shy kid, but very curious. I was
yes,
very curious. I used to ask questions that no one ever had answers to. And I loved math. I was that kid who used to read chemistry books when I was still in eighth grade. So
yes,
when I was young, my parents actually noticed that in me that I was kind of curious and science oriented. So they started calling me the doctor of the family, even though they didn't know much about STEM. They wouldn't really mention STEM as in science, technology, engineering, but they just saw it in me. They saw that I was smart. So they started
yes,
calling me the doctor or engineer of the family. And from a really young age, it's just stuck with me like, I'm either going to be a doctor or an engineer. So,
yes,
but for me, like me pursuing STEM, it's just been me. It's really been my own curiosity, and lucky for me, I had access to books. I had access to the internet, which is something that a lot of young people nowadays lack.
yes,
So I consider it actually a privilege, and I'm also very grateful for my family that noticed that, they saw that in me, and they were encouraging me unknowingly actually. And like you said, it's very important. Actually, part of what we do at Amplify Her STEM, we target young girls from as
yes,
early as 5. Like we have a program that we are accumulating from as early as 5 to say, catch them while they're still young, because they need to grow up thinking that, knowing that they can actually do this from a really young age. So I actually really appreciate you asking that question because it all goes back to our backgrounds.
yes. Wow, wow, Mabel, you said very important things here. You talked about how they were encouraging you indirectly, and also you
Yes,
talked about being curious. That those are some of the key points that I've seen from all the engineers and scientists that come here. They talk about those things, and also we have to say thank you to your parents. They did create that environment, because remember, you have access to the books. You're talking about access to the books, and then you are
yes.
curious, you are asking. They are also somehow encouraging you. Wow, that's really interesting. That's so interesting. Thank you so much. And so now we go into the next question. So now you're growing up. What's going on? You go into grade 1, you start schooling in elementary. Anything exciting happening during that time?
Yes. Um, yes. So I continued, like I just continued being this curious child. I always ask questions. Like whenever I saw something, I would
Mhm.
always question it. Okay, so now that we have rain, how is rain formed? And then when I
Yes.
asked my teachers at that age, they wouldn't really understand them as my peers.
And
So
they
I
think that you
continued
can't.
reading.
But you know what, Mabel? Kids understand. They're like sponges. They suck this
Exactly.
information. But people
Yes.
think, especially when we were growing up, you ask a curious question, "Iwe fumapa,"
No, they don't have the answers. And that is where most of us, like especially on the African context, this is
Yes,
where we actually lose it. We grow up being really curious. I see it even today. Like the young people, my nieces, my nephews, they're very curious. They want to know, and whatever that you feed them, that is what they're going to know, and they will grow up with that. But unfortunately, we don't have the opportunities, we don't have the platforms, especially in Africa. we really have a long way to go, but parents really have a role to play. And I think they are like the main stakeholders in this. And they have a main role to play actually. And
Wow.
yes.
Thank you so much. When you say that, oh my God, you're just hitting the points, my
Mhm.
passion. One of the mission that, or one of the key areas that Girls for STEM understands is that parents, guardians, aunties, uncles have a very
And
important
teachers.
key. Yes, teachers and the industry. They have a
Yes.
very important key to play in encouraging girls to pursue science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And the other thing I also talk about is you don't have to be a scientist or a technologist or a doctor or an engineer to encourage your child to pursue science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And I also give
Mhm.
examples of how parents can encourage their kids in the house and also outside the house. There's an environment you can create. So that's what I'm trying to understand here. An environment that you can create. And also outside, what can you talk about when you get outside? Where can you take your kids? And even outside, just talking, even if you don't have an airstrip to take them to show them what's going on, you can discuss about things. Who made the high scrapers? What about the pavement when you're walking? When they see people in masks, um,
Exactly.
there's so many things. And if they don't know, and that's why we are here to
Yes.
give them those kind of resources. Wow, you're just hitting on those notes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Wow. So now you've grown up, finally you enter into STEM. So where are you going to school right now? Are you in Zambia? Are you in Rwanda? Because you are Mebo Chileshe, so you are not a Rwandi, right?
Yes, I'm Zambian. I'm Zambian, purely Zambian Bemba. But I go to school in Rwanda. My school is in
Okay.
Rwanda, Kigali, Rwanda.
Uh-huh.
So, yes, right now school has been online. So I'm currently in my country, Zambia, but I should be going back in January to continue my studies.
Okay, and this was due to COVID.
Yes.
Okay, wow. That's interesting. So she's Zambian but going to school in Rwanda. Wow, that's really interesting. So now can you tell us more about what you're doing? First, let's do this. What is data science that you're doing? Can you describe what is it? Can you describe it, or can you share with my viewers what is data science?
Okay. So for my degree, I'm doing computer science.
Yes.
Yes. So computer science, I when people really ask me what computer science is, they really maybe I can try to describe it using words or phrases. There's coding, but really the core of computer science is problem solving. So
Yes.
everything we do in computer science, the coding, the math, it's all to solve a problem. And then computer science has branches. There's a data science, there's cybersecurity, there's so many, so many, so many. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm doing computer science, but for me, my areas of interest, and actually I love my course because you get to specialize. There are people that are purely interested in mobile development. There are people that are purely interested in data science, like myself. I'm
Yes.
interested in data science because data science, like the name suggests, is the study of data. And then how can we make sense? Everything around us is data, the internet, everything around us, healthcare. And then, so data science is all about making insights or taking insights out of the clustered data.
Yes.
There's data and there's information.
Hmm.
So how do I explain this in layman terms? Um, I don't know how to explain this in like really layman
Take your
terms.
time. Take your time. It's a huge
It's a huge thing,
yes.
exactly. And then for me, why I got interested in data science is because it's broad. And like
Yes.
I mentioned, if there's one thing that's important for me, I'm a very curious person. And then I love data science because it's kind of integrates in every field.
Oh my
You use
God.
data science in healthcare, use data science in education, engineering, everything, literally. And yeah, and also you see the world is going digital nowadays. So data science, there are also so many things involved. There's the data analysis, there's artificial intelligence, There's machine learning. There's so much, guys. I would really encourage you to explore, especially be a learner before I
Yes.
actually even explain everything because I might be short of words. But I just encourage you to be a learner. When you hear a word that you don't understand, please Google. That's how I learned. That's how I even got interested into data science. So
Wow.
for me,
You, yes.
yes,
You know, Mabel, excellent, brilliant. You just mentioned how data science is intertwined and integrated in everything. And I'll tell you why. Data science, I think, should be so much on demand
yeah,
because it will be needed in every aspect of life, in
exactly.
every aspect of life, as you have just mentioned. Because why? We need data science, data, we need data in all these that we just mentioned: healthcare, banking, engineering, AI, robotics. Why do we need data science in all these things? It's because we will need this information for us to be able to either share it or also make other new resources, like to commercialize it. We will need
Exactly.
this data even for improvements and innovation. We will need this data for so many things. And I think so many people should actually embark into data science because it's going to
Yes,
be the new big thing. And we will
exactly.
need a lot of those data scientists for us to be able to move to the next level. So the more we are in this field, we'll be able to understand what this data can do for us. I was just in a conference on is it Thursday for Stanbic Bank. Oh my goodness, it's a marvel. It's an interesting topic. it's
Mhm.
it, it's going to it's going to, I think, take the world to another level because we really need to understand that data is the only way that's going to take us to the next level, because every
Exactly.
other functional areas, all these other careers, they use data for them to understand what's going on in statistically, sampling things. It's data that they need in quality control, sales, I mean customers,
Marketing.
all these
Exactly.
things. And the other thing I also was trying to also understand is two question. Let me ask a question. So, do you think you're going to? What do you think about jobs out there for you? The way you see it, are there jobs out there for data scientists?
So
Tell.
many. Actually, there are a lot of job opportunities in the field
Mm-hmm.
because, like I said, data science is actually one of the most in demand jobs right now
Yes.
because, like you mentioned as well, it intertwines every field and people interact with data science unknowingly. You're on Facebook, or maybe you just go on Google and maybe you're just searching for, maybe you want to buy a dress for your friend, and then you go to Facebook to see ads and now suddenly following you. You don't know
Yes.
what's going on, right? That is machine learning. So there are
Yes.
algorithms, recommendation systems. So now data science is in every field, like I said, in marketing, in banking. So you don't have to really work in the tech field for you to be
Yes.
a data scientist. You can be a trader applying your data science skills. You can
Yes.
work for a marketing company. You can work for a media organization. You can
Yes.
literally work everywhere. Like tech guys, if you really want to be like marketable in the 21st industry, in the 21st century, acquire some tech skills. You can learn how to code, even just data analysis.
Yes.
There are so many jobs out there, and this is mostly for my viewers that have been from Africa. Like
Yes.
we limit ourselves to like what we see within our countries, the opportunities that are not advertised. But don't limit yourself. Don't put yourself in a box. There's so many opportunities out there, and nowadays there's even freelance work, working as a data
Wow.
scientist online from the comfort of your home. You can be a graphic designer, a user experience, whatever, working from the comfort of your home. Now there are internships. There's you don't now. Let me tell you, nowadays you don't even need a degree in data science. I am doing computer science as a degree, but I am enrolled in a Udemy bootcamp on data science, machine learning. And I am getting better. Not everything I know about data science, not everything I know about I learned from class. You have to explore, like find what you're really passionate about and pursue,
Wow.
learn.
You hit points that I'm so passionate about. So you hit a point, you're mentioning how you need to enroll yourself or start investing in either research or
Mhm.
internship while it's at school. So we're going to touch
Yes,
that point. And then you also mentioned about you mentioned about so many jobs that are related to data science. Remember, we mentioned that data science is in everything we are doing. Right
yes,
now, I'm doing data science for myself because I'm trying to understand so many engineers, scientists who
yes.
are navigating STEM. What are they doing? How are they navigating STEM? How did they navigate STEM? How did it start from where? So, you can data science can be, harnessed from so many areas because it helps us move from one place to another to innovate things like that. And one interesting thing also you mentioned is, even if you are, I can tell that what you're trying to say, even if you are not employed, there are so many things that you can do at the comfort zone of your home. And that's one of my things that I feel like whenever you're an engineer or you have gotten a professional, you also have to think of how can you still add value in society without still waiting for an employer to employ you. Is that correct? You
Yes,
have to do so many things, and once you spend your mind that you can actually do something, then things start unfolding, and
that's
you can start creating this data and having this data that someone else may need, right?
mhm,
And that's
yes,
what you're trying to say. And also, I'd like to comment on the other point that you just mentioned about trying to enhance yourself before you even finish your data science education. That is really important. I really like that point. And the reason why is, for example, myself, when I was at school, to make myself marketable to companies when I finished school, I had to enroll myself into research, also internship right there at school, so that I can understand my field very, very well. Because trust me, I never saw anyone who did manufacturing systems engineer that I could see, that I can see what they are doing. So I really stumbled. So the only way to secure myself is trying to understand this career, and also to make sure I can be marketable to companies. So I really had invested in that. By the time I was finishing, I had so much knowledge to offer to the companies, and right away they got me for an internship as well. So to
yes,
prepare for the industry, we really, really need to invest in so many things around us. And you did
mhm.
mention that. That's really, really interesting. So can you tell us more about your project that you are doing? Just whatever you can share with our viewers, some of the projects you're doing. And you also said you are the president for, yes,
The
could you
robotics.
talk about that a little bit?
Okay, so maybe I can start with my extracurriculars at school.
Yes,
Um, so this is 2020. So in 2019, actually, I started my degree in 2018.
yes,
So before that, like I told you, I'm a very curious person. And when I'm interested in data science and AI because for me, like they are merged with robotics and electronics. Like I'm
yes,
passionate about so many STEM things. So next time I'll be here, we'll probably be talking about another STEM field.
yes, yes, yes,
I am passionate about, maybe let me just mention some of the things that I'm passionate about. Data
yes,
science, AI, because it just baffles me, it just blows my mind, like the possibility of
yes,
simulating human intelligence in a machine. So I'm interested in AI, robotics, and space exploration. That I'm
yes,
so excited about that. So when I went to school, like I had a goal in mind. I'm like, I am going to join a robotics lab because I wanted to learn. But then
yes,
when I got to school, I found that there was no robotics lab. And
yeah,
it pained me. I'm like, how can there not be a robotics lab? So I
yeah.
took it upon myself to start one. So I talked to one of the facilitators, and
Wow.
luckily, the department came in and they decided to fund us as a club. and we bought the kids. So, and then it so happens that since I was the pioneer, I was also
Yes.
the president of the club and the only girl in the executive team. And not
Wow.
only the executive team, but even in the club, we don't have a lot of female students in
Yes.
robotics. I'm telling you. So that's one of my extracurriculars. And then the other one, I was also the part of the pioneering team for the Women in Tech Club at my school. So we
Mhm.
do coding workshops for students that are not doing computer science, and also just outreaches to just inspire and motivate other young women within the community to
Yes.
join STEM. And then the one thing that I am also working on right now, like fully committed to, is my project, Amplify Her in STEM, which
Yes.
is a non-profit initiative that is aimed at supporting and empowering young girls in STEM in Zambia and to also enhance STEM education in the country. So we have a really unique feature. We have mentorship where we connect high school girls with
Yes.
college STEM students or professionals in the field to provide
Yes.
first-hand knowledge about STEM and career guidance. And then we
Yes.
also have STEM education. This is done through after school programs. So
Yes.
we have created a really unique curriculum. You know how we just go to the classroom, they teach you about matter. So our curriculum actually is hands-on. We want
Yes.
to science is practical. And
Yes.
this is what we are missing it as a society, as a humanity. Science is practical, it's not theoretical. So
Yes.
everything that we do must be done practically. So this is what we are trying to do, like teaching science, math and science using a hands-on curriculum, hands-on approach. Our target audience is girls, but for a club that we are recently starting in Bala, so a lot of young boys also showed interest because it's a collective thing. We cannot leave out the other gender. We need to do it together. So we also
No.
said no. So yes, that is what I am doing right now. There are like three things: my clubs and my project, plus some fellowships that I'm part of. It's just a
You
lot.
know, it's so funny because at school I was like that. I was like everywhere. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
Well, so is
impressive.
are you doing that in Rwanda or in Zambia?
In Zambia, for my project, I'm doing it in Zambia. But
Uh-huh.
when I go back to school, we'll probably also be having some programs as part of, mostly in collaboration with the Women in Tech. But
Yes.
it's purely in Zambia, and we're registering under Zambia. So it's in Zambia.
Oh, that's
Yes.
nice. That's really great.
Mhm.
Wow, that's so interesting. Thank you so much for sharing that. Guys, Mebo Chileshe, she's a computer science, but she really wants to venture into data science, AI, robotics, all that nine yard. Amazing. And she's so passionate about this career. Guys, girls, you can do this as well. Make sure to just listen to other women who are pursuing this career, and that's why
Yes.
we are here to showcase other women who are pursuing this career, who have done it. This is a very good platform, guys, to make sure you share with other people. There are so many videos, guys, that we've produced on this channel just to showcase these role models that are navigating. When I was going to school, guys, I stumbled. I didn't have a role model, somebody to look up to, somebody of my skin, somebody in this professional. And that's the reason I've put, we're trying to put this platform to showcase these women, to showcase men who are navigating STEM, and how are they doing it? How did they do it from the time they were young? So I have another question, Mabel. So now
Okay.
that you are in this career, what can you say to a girl growing up in rural areas? Even here in United States, we do have places where they don't have so many resources to pursue science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. But so, what can you say to a girl growing up in a remote area? Think of in Zambia, maybe in Kazung, is it Kazung, in Kazung, I've forgotten that
That's
name,
it.
sorry.
That's fine.
Yes. Uh-huh. Or maybe in Kasama, deep, deep in Kasama, in Kazungula,
Mhm.
sorry. I wanted to say Kazungula.
All
What
right.
would you say to a girl in Kazungula who is interested in STEM? What would you say to those girls?
I would say keep your passion, keep the fire burning. I grew up in Kasama myself, by the way. I grew up in Kasama, and
Really?
when I discovered my love for STEM and I wanted to explore it, I found that there were no organizations, there were no STEM clubs I could join to explore my
Wow.
interest. So
So
what I
you
did,
come from Kasama. That's where you came from.
yes, yes. When I'm in Lusaka, it's just some relatives, but home is in
Yes.
Kasama. And there aren't many non-profit organizations that side. So
Yes.
I would say I was also in a remote setup. Your
Hmm.
passion is what will really get you there. Like just keep the fire burning and
Hmm.
be curious, keep learning. Because in as much, even though we say we don't have opportunities, we don't have resources, there's always something that we can utilize. It could be a school library, or maybe if you don't even have a library. I have seen people on the internet, like mostly, they come from remote, and then they invented something. Actually, let me give you an example of a schoolmate, someone that
Hmm.
I go to school with. He's a Maasai. And
Yes.
then if you know Maasai Kenyans, they're
Yes.
remote. So
Yes.
what he invented a machine to I don't know to scare away lions so that they don't eat the crops. I don't know, but something like that. So
Yes.
one thing about scientists is that we are very determined people. We don't easily give up. So
Yes.
whatever and I've seen people that have built robots from just scrap materials within their not even garage, just from
Yes.
yes, the neighborhood. Like keep whatever that you can, whatever maybe what if there's some people that you can ask, be curious. When you are not exposed, your curiosity is your lifesaver. When you are curious, you will want to know more. And when you really want to know more, you will do anything it takes to find the knowledge and the information. So that would be my advice because I understand that there's some people that might be set up so they don't even have a library. And that's so unfortunate. Like we have a long way to go, but they can just keep pursuing, just be passionate, be curious, and always be a learner. Information anyone can teach. We can learn even from children. So just don't give up. And then, like you said, it's even harder for such young people that are in remote areas where you don't have anybody to look up to. And then sometimes it feels like it's all you. And then sometimes you have dreams. Like when I would mention my dreams to my family and friends, they're just like, that doesn't make sense. There'll be people who call you will not find jobs. That's one thing
Yes.
that I had to constantly fight. I'm like, this thing that you want to do, you're not going to find a job. So at some point, I'll tell people I want to be an aerospace engineer, and then they're like, "Have you ever seen any aviation company in Zambia?" And I'm like, "I'm going to start one." Don't give up. Your passion is yours. That dream that you have within yourself, you have it for a reason, and not everyone will understand that until you actually bring it to fruition. So before that, just don't give up. Just keep pursuing whatever that you can do. I have seen people that come from remote areas and then they're together at school. Like, how did you even apply? Like, I found a way. When you're really passionate, honestly, you find a way. This is one thing that we also use with my team members. And like, when you're really passionate about something, I understand we are all busy. Like, I'm busy myself, but I
Yes.
always find time for what I'm passionate about. Like, when I'm
Yeah.
really passionate about something, I would rather sacrifice my nights to just get it done. So your passion will take you places. Your curiosity will also like be passionate, keep the passion, be curious, and always be a learner. Also, don't limit yourself. I think this is one thing that we also, the one mistake that we make. We limit ourselves to what we
Mhm.
see around us.
Yeah.
Just because I don't have role models, I cannot do it. No, what if you are the first Kamala Harris? What if you be the first and another person is actually waiting for you to make it? That will also be the breakthrough. So don't limit yourself. Don't let your surrounding also discourage you. I know it's hard, but just keep the fire burning. Always be curious to learn. Seek opportunities. Opportunities will not knock at your door. Look for them. Whatever opportunity you have, if you're even fortunate to have a computer lab, utilize it. And nowadays, I'm so happy there's so many programs that are encouraging and supporting young girls in STEM, even in Africa. So if you are maybe in high school, even college, like seek growth opportunities, guys. Seek growth opportunities. it also sets you apart when you want to get into the industry because, like
Mm.
you said, you're competing against people that are graduating with A plus. Everyone is now an A plus student. But what will set you apart from the applicant pool? Your extracurriculars, your curiosity, your passion, the side projects that you have done, the opportunities that you saw, and just keep pursuing.
Wow. Oh my God. Guys, Mebo Chileshe, she's in STEM. She's pursuing computer science. She's very passionate about data science. And we are talking to her. She's amazing, guys. She's just full of passion. It's unbelievable. So, Mabel, it's so interesting. You really touch just, oh my God, the passion for STEM. It's amazing. Yeah. So you also talk about, how they have to be passionate, looking for that. I call it a blue rope. You have to look for a blue rope. When you are looking for a blue rope, what is a blue rope? A blue rope is your information, your juice, your resource. So you have to keep asking. And did you see the blue rope? Did you see the blue rope? I always say this. So the blue rope is your passion, your resource. You have to keep asking because you don't know who's gonna stamp where you're gonna stamp on, and then popcorns are gonna start popping out. So that's why
Mhm.
you need to share. I'm interested in this career. I'm interested. Where can I find this career? Do you sorry information about this career? Do you know something like this? The reason is, whilst you're asking like this, you might find someone who can actually give you this information. There is no way you can just keep quiet without trying to find out, or they call it networking. And that's true. So any kid who is out there listening to our conversation, and that's why we're on this platform, to come to share, even people in remote, those that have access to phones, if they can just go online and have that opportunity, which they do have now. Because
Yes.
before, it was very difficult, remember, for people to
Yes.
actually even know about STEM or anything like that. So that's why here, girls for STEM, we are screaming out loud that,
Mm-hmm.
share to everybody so they can at least listen that it's possible, even if you don't have resources. What will keep you running is your determination and your
Yes.
curiosity. It's
Mm-hmm.
not the material around. So once you are
Exactly.
curious, keep asking, keep that school going. Whatever you are doing, I'll tell you, I didn't finish my engineering until I was older. So because I didn't have these opportunities in Zambia, sometimes I feel like crying. But United States gave me that opportunity. But it's not that you have to be in United States. You can be
Yes.
anywhere. But keep
Mm-hmm.
that fire burning, because
Mm-hmm.
you don't know when it's gonna burst finally into
Exactly.
a very big flame. Because why? There are people around you. There are people listening to us that are saying, yes, this is true. So that's why we need to make sure we can keep that passion going. Wow, that's interesting. And I wanted to point out that YouTube is one of the resources that is really, really, really great, guys. It helped me throughout my entire college when I was at the university. If I don't understand something from the professor, I went on YouTube. So the most important thing is to give YouTube to our kids, but they should use it wisely. This is where we can educate our kids to be able to use YouTube really, really wisely, instead of going there to just watch songs. Of course, songs are nice, guys. In this channel, I also put songs for studying, mind you. So they are nice. But we need to also just show kids that YouTube is resourceful to look for things. For example, how do they build electric dams? You see, the kid will be so amazed watching it. Whoa! Even now, I go, whoa! Some of the things when I see them, I get so mesmerized just on YouTube. There is a lot of things that we can use this YouTube for. So I just wanted to point out that we have so many resources. Thank you so much, Mabel. So the other thing I wanted to say, Mabel, what are your most challenges that you faced from the time you started wanting to do computer science? Share with our viewers, because sometimes they think we are just all that smart all the time and that we don't have challenges. Oh my God. I went through so much challenges. Sometimes I didn't do well, and I had to go see a tutor. So that's why I encourage everybody that anyone can do STEM. All you need is determination. I was so determined. I put my foot in there. I said, I gotta get out to the end of the road.
Mm-hmm.
So, could you share with my viewers, what are some of your challenges that you face so that they can see that we are just normal like them. We go through these challenges just like them. So what challenges have you faced in your STEM career?
Well, thank you so much for that question. And like you said, when I'll give you this scenario. So for my campus, we actually have two campuses. One is in Mauritius and the Rwanda campus. So my campus is kind of new. We
Ah,
started
so
in
sorry, Mabel, not to cut you. Can before you answer that question, can you share with my viewers how did you get to Rwanda?
okay.
And then when you share that, then go into your challenges.
All right, no problem. So how I got into Rwanda. So actually I had started um I in 2018, I think 2017, I had initially started school at CBU. I
Yes.
was at Copper Belt University doing in the School of Mathematics and Natural Sciences.
Wow.
And I wanted to do medicine because, like I told you, that's the thing that I thought I wanted to do, like growing up. Yes. And then when I was in first year, I came across an ad, a Facebook ad about my
Yes.
school, African Leadership University. And I didn't pay much attention to it when I read them, like, Rwanda. Why would I want to go to Rwanda and all? But then when I read it again, and then I read about the school, and then it's African Leadership University. Their aim is to like transform the next generation of African leaders that are going to transform the face of Africa. And I
Yes.
got really curious. And then when I read about student life, and then the one thing that captivated me the most was they said we encourage our students not to pursue majors, but to declare missions. So you
Yes.
declare a mission, and then you align it with your major. So maybe for instance, I am passionate about women empowerment, and I'm also passionate about STEM. So I'm
Yes.
doing computer science, but my mission is to empower and support young girls in STEM, like
Yes.
using the knowledge that you acquire in the classroom
Mm-hmm.
to, yes, to make a difference in the community. And I got really curious. I'm like, this is my place. I want to be more than just a computer nerd, more than just a math nerd, because I wanted to be involved in so many things. And I
Yes.
gave it a shot. I applied.
Mm-hmm.
And lucky enough for me, during my intake, there was also a scholarship called the Mandela Centennial Scholarship. They
Yes.
were honoring Nelson Mandela's 100th birthday. So
Yes.
I got it. It's a fully funded scholarship. They paid my flight, everything. So that's how I got there. We have two campuses. One is in Mauritius, one is in Rwanda, and I'm in Rwanda. And then, like I said, the Rwanda campus is slightly new. We started in 2017. And computer science is the only STEM course, guys. It's the
Yes.
only STEM course. The other courses are international business and trade, entrepreneurship, and other courses. So
Wow.
when you tell people, like when we majored, and then you tell people that when they ask you, oh, what are you studying? Because CS students, we're usually really busy, and we also have just this other side of campus that we use. So when you meet people and they ask you, what are you studying? Computer science. And then they'll be like, oh, you're the smart ones of the school. You're the, and that's just like a stereotype everywhere, especially when you ask a girl and then they tell you that I'm doing computer science or I'm doing engineering. The first thing
Yes.
that comes to, oh, yeah, the smart ones. No, anyone can do STEM. If
Yes.
you can do business and trade, you can do STEM. Like you said, I liked what you said actually. It's
Yes.
all about the passion and the determination, and the challenges are so much, guys.
Yes.
One, I'm not even going to lie to you. Just because I'm passionate about STEM, just because I want to get that degree and even advance to masters and PhD, it's
Yes.
hard. The courses themselves are hard. They require you to work hard. One, to put in the work.
Yes.
It's hard. It's not. It's how do I say this? It's a bit hard, but it's manageable. That's what I always
Mm-hmm.
tell people. It's
Yes.
manageable, but then it requires you to put in the work. And like you said, sometimes understanding because we are dealing with computers, guys. We are human beings trying to understand the machine that
Yes.
AI experts are working so hard to like transform into a human being.
Yes.
You see, it takes double your thinking capacity. So you have to put in extra work. So sometimes you find that for some people even end up carrying courses. Like
Yes.
it can be really tiring, and then also the pressure to another challenge that we have in my field that I have also faced myself. I'll give an
Mm.
example myself, like the pressure to level up.
Yes.
Like computer science, for instance, a lot of people, and then for my field, for instance, computer science, data science, I'm competing with even YouTube graduates.
Yeah.
There are people that are experts, that are AI experts, that are good computer scientists, and they don't even have a degree. And
Yeah.
then we also have millions and millions of accredited computer scientists that are going to school. So there's this pressure to like level up, to make myself more marketable in the industry. So how do I level up? I need to do like put in extra work on the side so that
Yes.
I'm up to date with my schoolwork, and I'm also up to date with the skill sets that is required. You
Yes.
know, because you cannot learn everything from the classroom. So that is like double. You have to split. Plus, I also have extracurriculars. So that is like a whole life. So managing my time
Yeah.
and having to do all this, it can be quite challenging, but I make it work. I find a way to divide my time and
Yes.
also make sure I leave some time for myself, because if I'm not in a good shape, I cannot do all these things. And the other challenge is the underrepresentation of women in the field.
Tell
Guys,
me about it.
this one is serious. I think every 1 in 5 women or girls that you will meet, they will tell you, I was the only girl in my engineering class. I was the only one. Guys, we are like, it's only my intake, at least it's a bit balanced. But before, the
Mm-hmm.
intake that are ahead of us, they were like 10 girls against 50 in a cohort. And
Wow.
like I told you, in my robotics club as well, I was the only female. And
Yeah.
then there's also imposter syndrome. I'm not going to lie to you. There's just imposter syndrome is something that you will constantly have to fight as a woman in STEM.
And you know what? Just not to cut you short, on
No
that
problem.
one, you have to fight it throughout.
Constantly,
And that's
exactly.
why we need more women that we can
Yes.
fight together to normalize this gesture.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Yes. Actually like what you said. And before I forget, I would
Mm.
actually also just love to put it out there. Like for the women that are in the field, please don't be quiet. We
Yeah.
need as many advocates for STEM as we can get, because
Thank you.
we
Thank
need
you.
them. And like you said,
Yes.
we need role models. We need people represented in our color, in our skin type, my hair
Mhm.
type, to
Yes.
just remind me that it can actually be done. So underrepresentation is another challenge. It's also something that we are seeing with my initiative. Maybe you find that the boys at the school are more interested, because this is something that it's a mindset. Like
Yes.
this is why if we are going to increase the number of women and girls in STEM, we really need to pay much attention to the young generation, because if we
Yes.
can fix their mindset while they're still young, we'll not have a problem once they're up there.
Yes.
It's easier to convince a high school student or a middle school student to attend a robotics session than a university student who's doing business, because they already have it in mind. Me, I'm for business. I'm for business. So changing,
Yes.
like, changing people's mindsets, especially when they're older, that's also a challenge I have encountered as a STEM advocate,
Mm-hmm.
as a change maker working within STEM, and as a computer science student myself. You invite students to come for a coding workshop, non-STEM students at school, like we're having a women intake. They will not. That's also another challenge. How can we really break the barriers? How can we break the silence? How can we increase the numbers? That is also another challenge that I have faced myself, and I consider it a challenge because I am someone who is very passionate about STEM. Like I am so passionate about STEM, and I am more passionate about encouraging more women and girls in the field. I'm like, this thing excites me. Why are you not excited about it
And
anymore? And
you know what? It's so funny. Sometimes people tell me, Kirsten, you want all of us to be in your STEM. I
yes,
said, so that's the reaction I get. And then I'm like, guys, it's not that I want you to be, but for example, that data science, tell me where data science is not. Give me one profession where data science is not. So
no, I
when
don't.
people are reacting to say, do you want us all to be in STEM? I tell them, unfortunately, moving forward, we all gonna be in STEM. So it's
Exactly.
better we change our narrative, the way
Mhm.
we think, the way we are telling our kids. because if our kids don't get on board, it will be very difficult for them to enter into STEM in the next coming years, decade, things like that. So
Yes.
you
I
know
actually want to comment on that. Just sorry to cut you short.
no, 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 no.
Like you said, actually, this that's also one comment that I get a lot. Like, do you want all of us to be in STEM? But the truth is that the world as it is, for instance, today, the people that are mostly affected by this COVID are the illiterate. Everything is online. Education, everything, literally almost
Exactly.
everything is online. So you
Yes.
need to be at least. So one the comments that I had is that you don't necessarily need to have a degree in STEM or an actual job in STEM, but at least just associate yourself with the field. Make
Mm.
yourself knowledgeable, know a few skills. STEM is not all about coding. STEM is not all about, you don't need to be a math expert to call yourself a STEM enthusiast. No, guys. No, there's so much that you can do in the field. There's so much. Learn how to code if you can. If you can't code, there are other things that you can do in tech, in STEM, that are related in STEM without you having to code. They, there is so much. Please research.
You know, Mabel, sorry to not to catch.
No
Um,
problem.
I also tell them that we don't need Elon Musk's. We don't need. Okay, some people think going into engineering you have to have one, and
Mhm.
if you don't do that, that's it. Guys, engineering itself, we need so many different. There are
Yes.
so many jobs at different levels. That's what Mabel is trying to say. At
Yeah.
different levels. So you can be a technician, you can be in construction. Guys, do you know how much these guys get? Construction technician, just technicians, guys, just all this, they get at least above the normal other jobs. So it's not that you have to be extra, you have to be this. And the other thing, of course, we also understand opportunities that are around, that sometimes, it's not everybody who goes to the university, but there are other vocation training that we can do. If it's in Zambia, there's Evelyn Horn, there's other vacation training that you can go to, but be persistent. If you want to be a technician, and then after you get that vocational training, guess what, it opens up for now going to the university. So it doesn't end there, it keeps going. You can keep going, you can keep enhancing. Continue, Mabel.
I've forgotten what it was. Yes,
I know.
actually, just to add on to what you're saying as well, and
Mhm.
then not to like, okay, I'm good at marketing, but and for instance, even data science,
Yeah.
like there's this thing called business intelligence. I have a
Yes.
friend who's doing IBT, International Business and Trade, but I have been teaching her how to code, like to do data analysis. She's just genuinely interested because there's this thing called business intelligence. You apply data analytics in business. How can we use data to increase sales, for instance? How can we use data to do this and that? And
Yes.
not to like capture you to join STEM, but STEM is not only the future but the present. And there are so many opportunities. There are so many opportunities. You just have to like be persistent, like you said, and
Mhm.
search. There are so many opportunities, scholarship opportunities, conferences, trainings. It's like the world is aware. The smart people, the governments, the companies, they know that STEM is a building foundation, is a building block of our future. So they want to empower as many people. And the time is now. The
Yes.
time is now. So they're now in part. There's so many opportunities. There's scholarships, there are trainings, so many, so many. So in STEM, you will not be alone. Like there's so many opportunities. Do not be discouraged by people who tell you that you will not find a job. There are already a lot of data scientists. There are a lot of programmers already. No, we can never have enough data scientists. We can never have enough of programmers because problems are always increasing. And like I told you, it's all about problem solving. So please don't feel like the industry is already congested. No, the teaching industry is also congested, but you're still doing teaching. It's the same everywhere. Just be persistent. In fact, like Kristen actually said, you can be a teacher and be part of the STEM field. How you can be a teacher, but you also like you are literate about ICT, for instance. You can use innovative technologies in your classroom to
Mhm.
enhance teaching practices in your classroom. So it's a whole industry, guys.
Wow, wow. Guys, we are talking to Mabel. Mabel, she's a student of STEM, engineering, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And she's going to school as a student in Rwanda. She just paused, so we'll bring her back soon when she gets back. She's a student in Rwanda, and oh my God, she's so passionate. Guys, I think you have to be so passionate about something for you to be able to get it. Even to get a job, you have to be passionate that there is a job out there, that there is a place for you out there. You have to be passionate. I will bring her up again. So you have to be passionate about something for it to happen. Even God says you have to speak those things as though they were. So you have to
Mhm.
speak, you have to talk about something that you will be someone. If you don't speak it, if you don't see it, even if someone around you is discouraging you, or you won't make it, or this career there are no jobs, or this, you know why? It's because they cannot wrap around that idea themselves. So they will now start discouraging you because they can't understand it. So when you understand a vision, some people will shoot your dream, they will shoot everything around it. When you just mention it, they go pow, 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 because they're telling you, no, you can't do this. It can't happen. Because in
Yes.
their mind, they cannot comprehend it. Just because they cannot comprehend it, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. In engineering, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, one of the things that we tell everybody that are there in STEM, we tell them there is no stupid idea. Even when
Mhm.
you're in a team, when somebody says something, trust me, do not shoot it, because you'll be very surprised that that same thing that that person said is now working. How do you feel? So just because you cannot wrap around that idea, it doesn't mean you should shoot that idea. So
Mhm.
that's what we believe in engineering. Even in a team, when you have a small team, somebody gives an idea, take a look at it, think about it, because you never know that's your solution. I have a friend of mine who's a process manager for AstraZeneca. He was telling me that when he was working in another company, one of the things that solved their problem was in the team, a very lower person. He's the one who actually mentioned it just by the way, like, but it's something like this, why don't we? Then he said, wait a minute, what did you say? That solved the problem. So you cannot underestimate someone, you cannot underestimate anything in
Mhm.
engineering, in science. There is no stupid suggestion. You have to
Mhm.
look at it again. Wow, amazing, Mabel. You are doing a wonderful job. I mean, thank you so much for coming to this channel. We would like to see how you are progressing. We want to know about your STEM projects, what you're doing. We want to see that comes to fruition, and just even your career to even, further that career. We really, really do appreciate you coming. So I'll give you the last word. Say anything to my viewers, to the girls out there, to Girls for STEM, whatever you want to say. I'll give you the last word.
Thank you so much. First of all, just like to say thank you to you for inviting me. And you've been inviting me for so long, but I'm finally here. I'm so grateful you gave me the opportunity to share my STEM story, and I also had the chance to reflect on my own STEM journey. And I'm just like, wow, it's been a journey, and here I am today. So I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I promise I will be back to talk about another topic, probably
Yes,
robotics or web
AI. I
design,
want
as
to
you
hear
mentioned.
about AI and all that
We
robotics. I'm
will talk
a fan of all
about
that.
AI, and because people are actually curious about AI, like, is it going to take over? Is it going to replace human labor? And all. And then what I would just like to say to everyone who is watching, you might be here because maybe you're in another field, but you just heard of this term thing, or maybe Christine is your friend on Facebook, and she's been making a lot of noise about STEM, and you're just like, I want to know how to
You know,
STEM
on
is.
Facebook, I make a lot of noise about STEM. Now all my fans knows me. They're like, oh, there she goes.
Yes, it's really good. So yeah, here maybe you're just wondering what is this STEM. So STEM, like she's always been preaching, is science, technology, engineering, and math. Science is in all around us. It's in everything that we do. So take interest. What can you do? Which parts can you like further explore? Read. If you heard maybe a term during our conversation that you did not understand, you can either reach out to any of us or ask Google. Always be a learner, guys. It doesn't matter the field you're in right now, because we mentioned, like, it's a collaborative thing. We need
Yes.
different skills, different skill sets, different experiences. We need business minded. So please always be a learner and try by to be at the top of your game every time. Don't settle for less. Don't be ordinary, guys. It doesn't
Mm.
matter whether you're in STEM, always aim for to be exceptional. Like me, I want to be exceptional. I know there's so many students doing computer science, but I just don't want to be any other computer science student. What is your legacy? What mark are you leaving on this world? You don't have to be Elon Musk to send us to Mars, but whatever that you can do that gives you joy, that you are passionate about, and it also like serves the people around you, please do it. And where STEM is concerned, for my young girls, you have these weird dreams. If I tell you my dreams, like at this point, I avoid talking about my dreams because people are just like, you're insane. Please know
Trust
that.
me, I won't shoot your dream. Trust me.
No, I know you can't. You please, you have that dream for a reason.
Mhm.
Don't ever give up, no matter what people say. Not everyone will see what you see. Please. And then for my STEM sisters that are already in the field, or maybe you have graduated, please don't be quiet. Like, this is one thing that I'm really asking. We need more of you, because I can be going through college and then I feel like maybe there's a sort outbreak and other challenges in the STEM field, and I feel like I'm alone. Meanwhile, you've also gone through something like that. Please share your STEM stories. Please share your STEM journeys. This is why platforms like Girls for STEM exist. Find a community you can belong to, or maybe you're a student, you're a STEM student. Find a community you can belong to, and it always gets better. Trust me, when you connect yourself to other young women, other girls that are in the field, you just become this unstoppable movement, and the world is not ready, because the future is not only female, the future is female and STEM. The
Yes.
present and the future is female and STEM and men, of course. We're
Yes.
not leaving anyone behind. So
No, no.
please, always, and then one thing, this is mostly for my African people. Please do not limit yourself.
Mhm.
Do not limit yourself. And this is, I've heard a lot of young people complain about the high levels of unemployment in the country.
Talk
Guys,
about that. Talk about what should
please,
they do? Talk about it.
what the problem is that we are waiting on our leaders to solve these problems. I recently put up a status on my thing. We are waiting on our leaders to solve our problem. Our president will not come and solve the illiteracy in your family. You have gone to school, huh? You have gone to school, and maybe you don't have a job, and you have cousins in the village that cannot even read. And you never know, guys. This is one thing also. You never know where opportunity is going to come from. Utilize every resource. Maybe that degree, even if you don't have a formal job yet, what can you do? Maybe it's from volunteering that you're going to be identified and you're offered a full-time employment. You never know. You never know, guys. Put yourself out there. It doesn't matter if you're a woman, put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. I'll always say this. And I know it can be very scary to put yourself out there sometimes. Look at, I'm sure you also have your story. You've not always been this confident. You are not suited for YouTube. You had to learn. And
I'm
it's,
telling, I think that story is for another day. I'm telling
I
you,
know.
I need to share with my viewers how
Yes.
difficult it was for me to just penetrate these guys. It was so hard.
Hmm.
I got so many. It's just no. I think I have to leave it for another day, guys, so you can hear
Yes.
it. Anything you need to start at first, it looks impossible. and it
Mhm.
looks so strange. And some
Yes.
people will look at you. In my language, we have a term that my grandmother left me. She passed away. She said, pamenso ya muntu tapafuma nkalamu ayikulya. Meaning, on somebody's face, no matter how much they make their face,
Mhm.
no matter how much they do their nose or their whatever, there is no lion that's going to come out of their face and eat you.
Mhm.
So
And
don't be
it's
scared. Oh my God. When she said that,
okay.
I'm unstoppable.
Yes.
So, wow.
Yes, and just to add on to what you're saying, and mostly some of the things, and one thing that I really appreciate is that our generation now is different. Like we are fierce, but then we are also being held back by fear. You know, fear is holding us back. So, and especially when you're trying to do something new, something that has never been done before in an African home, they will give you all the tales of people that have attempted to do that and it did not work out. That
Hmm.
should not stop you. And I
Hmm.
had everybody left, right, even the uncles I had never talked to telling me Rwanda is in war, I cannot go to Rwanda. But I just, that was God. He just strengthened me. He gave me this confidence within me. And I just held on to the voice that was within me. And courageously, I pursued and I continued. I'm the only one in my family who makes such noise about the SDGs, about
Are
STEM.
you?
I'm telling you, they
I
don't
can
even
imagine.
understand what I do. They don't understand what I do. I talk about period poverty. I'm like into so many things. I talk about period poverty. I talk about astronomy. They don't understand, but they support me.
When you say that in my family, I post on our chat, anything I find that, and they just laugh. They're like, oh, there she goes. I'm like, yeah, I love you
Yes.
guys, but
Like,
I have to keep talking, and.
exactly. Keep talking. Keep
Mm.
talking. You never know. And not everyone would. This, guys, I think this is the last thing that I'm going to say because if you allow me to keep talking, I will not stop.
Please go
Not
ahead.
everyone will see your dream. Not everyone. Not everyone. Even the best
No.
friends, the people that you think are going to support you in your dream. No, your dream is yours and yours alone.
Yes.
People may not understand, but please just follow your path and
Mm.
don't compare your path to other people. We all have different paths in life. I think this is where we also lose it as young people. Okay, I want to become a data scientist. I'm 22. And
Yes.
then I see a young person who's 21 and she's already in the field. She has a house. Please stay. We have
Mm-hmm.
different lanes in this life.
Paths, yeah.
We have different paths. Stick to your path. Find out what works for you. Just make sure you know what you really want to do. If you find it, it doesn't matter how long it takes. As long as you get there, as long as you fulfill purpose, keep doing it. Keep being a learner. If you remember anything that I've said today, because I've said so many things, be curious, be
Yeah.
determined. Hard work is a must. Hard work
Mhm.
is a must. Opportunity will not knock on your door. Look
No,
for it.
you look for
Look
it.
for it everywhere. Wherever you can find an opportunity, do not even think twice. Go for it. You're still young.
Yeah.
Pursue life. Be curious. Always be a learner and be
Wow. Wow.
passionate. So that's it from me.
Oh my God. Guys, Mabel, she's vicious. She's more than me. She's vicious, guys. She's unstoppable. I think it will be interesting, guys, to see her flourish. And we have different people, guys. We're going to keep bringing. We've brought trainee astronauts, engineers. We've brought doctors. We've brought data scientists. Guys, we're gonna keep bringing these people to see how they are doing, so we can know that we can pursue science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Wow, guys, we have it's about an hour, guys. We've been talking. It's interesting, and I see there are still people there online watching this thing. But guys, we're gonna end this thing so we can come again. We're gonna bring Florence, guys, even next weekend. Guys, a surprise. We might be live with her physically. So just watch the space, guys. We might bring her again so that we can talk more about science and technology. But guys, thank you so much for coming to this channel. We really do appreciate. It's so much fun, guys, to have you just to discuss these ideas and just science and STEM, guys, it's fun. It's really fun. It's amazing. It drives the economy. It changes our lives. We are here even on this panel, on this platform, guys, because of STEM. We can You can hear me, you can see me as I am, you can see Florence as she is, because of STEM, guys. So STEM has got a lot for us to offer. It has so many things for us, guys. So guys, thank you so much. We've come to the end of this show, and see you next Saturday, guys. We've got very interesting stuff next week. So thank you so much, guys. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Make sure you have put your thumbs up, guys. I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.